What's going on, y'all? Happy Friday. So, I want to give y'all some updates on some things that's going on. I know for years we've been talking about different renditions of our home theater, which we've posted about many times, but I want to give you guys a look at what's currently going on and in its current configuration, and then what's scheduled to come. So, here, let's go upstairs real quick. In the meantime, hope y'all liked last week's video, our re-entry back into the YouTube space, if you will. But all right, let's see. So let me turn the camera around and show you here. So here we go. Here's the risers that we had built. So the plan, I was trying to make it a 12-seat theater, but I could only get 10 seats comfortably. So it's gonna be a row of 5, and the fifth one will stop about right here. So it's just enough for this aisleway and step up here. So this first row is 14 feet off the ground. I'm sorry, 14 inches. And then it drops down here to a 7-inch riser. So again, 5 across here, 5 across the back. I'm more than likely going to build a concession stand here. What's going on with this Osmo? Let me see if I can change the mode while recording. I can't change it, so let me change it. Hold on one second. All right, I had to change the follow mode. If you have an Osmo, you know what I'm talking about. So back here, we're going to build a concession stand and put some LED lights and some other things. But yeah, this is the current configuration. If you're new here, you haven't seen this before. So this is what they call a cinescope screen. So the aspect ratio on it is 2.35 instead of your traditional 16:9, which is the same as like a TV. And then right now it's a 5.2.1 configuration. So we have the full surround sound speakers with 2 overhead Atmos speakers for all your height sounds and things like that. I am going to add a couple more speakers. I'm going to put one in each wall right here. So one on this side, and then put one on that side, and probably thinking about adding 2 more overhead speakers. But nonetheless, turn it back around here. So the carpet guy is on his way in here. So I've been trying to figure out, and the reason it's been taking so long for us to figure out, well, taking so long for us to do and complete the theater, we've just been trying to figure out what to do. Because, as I said plenty of times before in the vlog, I don't like doing things twice. So I don't want to do one rendition, spend thousands of dollars, and then decide later on that we want something different and have to redo all of that, spend all that money. So right now, like I said, the carpet guy's on his way. And we were going back and forth between, let me show you. Right now we have this gray carpet throughout the whole upstairs. As you know, we don't have any carpet downstairs. So there were 2 options. Option 1 was to take this carpet out of the theater and redo it with a completely different carpet. At one point we were thinking about something more theater-like, which is that carpet here. So we were thinking about doing that, and I have all the chairs in here, like I said, because the carpet guy's about to install it. But we were thinking about doing that throughout the entire room, but I didn't know if I wanted something that whimsical. And I felt like over time it would get a little played out. Then I thought about getting something that's a very similar hue as this carpet, but maybe the texture and the low pile maybe make it a little bit different. Thought about that. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a whole video and TikTok actually about which one I wanted to do, or which one I was considering. Turn it back around. So yeah, this is better. So what I ended up going to a couple carpet places and getting a couple quotes to do one or 2 things. Either do this entire room in black carpet, or to do just the risers in black carpet and keep the rear in the front, because it's 5 feet in the front, 5 feet at the front. Keep that gray, right? So I got a quote that was like $2,800 to do the black carpet just on the risers. And to do the entire room, it was like a little over $4,000. And I get it's a big room. It's not normal to have a home theater of this size. It was just 22 by 15. That's not normal. I get that. But that's a lot for carpet, right? So using some of my connections, things of that nature, find out I can get exact carpet that I currently have done on the risers with padding installed for about 400 bucks. Can't beat that. So gonna go that route. And then I'm going to put some acoustic panels on the wall to kind of bring in the contrast with the black, because on the walls we have Urbane Bronze by Sherwin-Williams. And as you can see, it's still a little echoey in here, as opposed to when I back out into the hallway, it's not as echoey. So when I put those acoustic panels on the wall here, that should take a lot of that sound absorption. And then also when they do the carpet, because this flooring right here, bare, does reflect a lot of sound. So once we're gonna do that, I thought about doing like the Starry Night ceiling. Have you seen those? Like, you know, the top of the Rolls Royce and things like that. But because we have recessed lights and speakers here, you would have to cut around it, and I don't know how that will look, or if it would even be worth it, because I have to cut out spots for potentially 4 speakers, 4 lights, and 2 AC units plus an AC return. So probably not worth it, but I'm gonna end up doing some other cool stuff on the walls again to help this acoustically, and then to make it, you know, a little bit more vibey also. So that's the update on the theater. More chairs coming soon. We have 7 right now, and we're gonna update that to 10. And we're going to see if we can do 12. I doubt it, but we're going to see if we can do 12. So a minimum of 10 up to 12. And yeah, so just wait for the guy to get here so he can do the install. And then once he's done with that, obviously I have to bring you guys up here and show y'all what it sounds like and what it looks like. Hopefully we'll be able to see a difference if wants to put the carpet on, how that would change the echoey, because I'm sure it's coming through on the camera too. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how my morning is starting so far. Missy is getting ready to go get her hair done. And then I'm trying to think, did I have anything else on my agenda for today? I can't remember, but I think this is him pulling up. So about to go let him in, and I'll see y'all in a minute.
2 hours later.
All right, y'all. So been about a couple hours later, and he's done doing the theater, which is now fully carpeted. I just ran the vacuum to get up, you know, some of the loose strands of carpet. But one thing we did talk about, I was going to see how it's still a little bit echoey, but not as much as it was before we put the carpet and the pad down. So the acoustic panels on the wall and the ceiling will definitely help. You won't have that reverberation when the movie is playing. But all in all, I'm happy with it. Here, let me turn it around so I can see it better. So one of the hard things, I think I mentioned it, was I didn't have my electrician, or I didn't do it because some of the stuff I know how to do, run the spots to have plugs inside the riser to plug in the motorized recliners, as well as the little step lights. So when it's dark, you'll know where the step is. But I'm going to run, because there's no baseboards here, so I'm going to run probably LEDs alongside there. And then on the back side, let me get up here and turn it around. And that little crease right there, potentially, I'm going to do LEDs, because the chairs will, for the most part, block it. It'll be chairs all the way back through here. So I don't mind that channel right there where that crease is, for it to be LEDs. I didn't want to do the lip. You see a lot of risers that have like that little lip on the edge, or they call it a bull nose, because I just wanted something a little bit more clean. Because normally you would just tuck the LEDs underneath the lip, but I did, like I said, I didn't want to do that. But I think I mentioned it before, but obviously the ground 7 inches up, and then that back row is 14 inches. So all in all, happy with it. It is long time coming, long time overdue. Time wise, it's about 1:15. He got here about 9 o'clock. He's done by maybe 12. It didn't take long at all. Just one man shop. But yeah, so it's coming together. Gonna take the chairs and move them back in here now. And Missy's on her way home. She just talked to her. She's coming back from hairdresser. You know how Houston traffic is. So she'll be home about a half hour or so. And yeah, may even cue this up tonight to let y'all hear it, see what it sounds like. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner. And something else I was supposed to do. I can't remember, but yeah. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. But overall, I'm happy. All right, y'all. So give y'all a quick little update. I got all the chairs back in the theater, and I told y'all I was gonna give y'all a demo, so that's what I'm here to do now. Like I said, I'm rusty. Get back into the flow of things. It's what 11 o'clock at night. I haven't picked this camera back up since the last time y'all saw me. I meant to, but I forgot to charge it to my head, not my heart. But anyway, as promised, I got out of bed, came up here. Well, actually, before I got into bed. But anyway, came up here to make sure I give y'all a little demo of, I guess you would say, phase 2 of the theater. Phase 3 is when it's like fully done. I still got a couple more minor things to do. But here, let me show you. So I'm gonna come down to the front here. And this is what it looks like in its current configuration. So we have these chairs that we plan on getting rid of, and that one back there as well. And then we're going to get 10 more, 8 to 10 more that are more like these motorized headrests, the whole 9. So this is the view again from right in front of the screen. The planet, because you can see those chairs are bigger. So when I put the 5, hopefully 6, in this row, is going to take up majority of this row. It's not going to be all those gaps in between. So then you'll have an aisle runner here that goes, so people can walk back and forth, make their way over to the concession stand. And then same thing with this row. But right now I have Fast and the Furious, I forget which one. I just picked one because I know it has a lot of action. I have it queued up right now, so I'm going to turn the lights down so y'all can see it. And then hopefully this camera picks up a lot of like what you can hear as far as the overhead speakers above me for like when you hear helicopters and gunshots flying above you. It's supposed to come out of those speakers. Then you have the left, right, center, obviously for your main dialogue. And then above me back there, you have your rear speakers for your rear sound. Like I said, I want to add more speakers on the wall. Essentially turn this into a 7.2.4 system or 7.4.2 system, one of the two. So let me hit the lights real quick. So now, let the camera adjust. You can see it's a lot better. And here you can see where the film is actually shot in what's called 2.35.1 aspect ratio. And you can see, because typically, you get those black bars when you watch a movie, typically on like a regular TV. Again, I think I mentioned it before, but this type of screen gets rid of that. So you watch the screen, you watch a movie full bleed, end corner to corner, the way it was intentionally shot. So you don't have any masking or any black bars at the top or on the bottom. Let me get this queued up. Turn it up a little bit. And then, let's see how this sounds.
Приближается потенциальная угроза. Давай, поднимай барьер. Быстрее, быстрее!
open. Let's get this party started.
EMP is recharging.
How long?
All right, so y'all get the vibe as far as the movie. Now, the other thing I want to show y'all is obviously you can do other things on here. You can play music, and music sounds incredible on the system. So if y'all didn't hear, when I came up here, Uno came busting into the theater. That's why my doors are open back there. By the way, I need to paint those. I don't like the way it looks with the white. But anytime I come upstairs, Uno feel like he has to be up here. But when we first got him, he didn't want to come upstairs like at all. We literally had to put him on a leash and drag him upstairs for him to get used to it. Now yeah, like this is his territory. All right, so let me go to music real quick. Let me pick something. Here we go. Y'all get the point. So again, movies, TV shows, music, you name it. Good place to hang out at. Chill, relax. Let me get this light on. Cause I know it's probably grainy as hell. But that's the demo. I'm about to get ready to go to bed. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Look at y'all favorite dog. Oh no, come on. Relax. Alright, family, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Tomorrow for sure.
What's going on, y'all? Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, this is the 9th or the 10th. I forget which day of the week it is, but I know it's Tuesday. So, give y'all an update. I think the last time I picked up the camera, I was demoing, showing y'all the progress of the theater so far. So, since then, Zuri came down with COVID. So, she was out for a couple of days of school, fever. So, this round of symptoms seems to be a little bit different because I know a couple people, well, actually, no, they're the same, just not as severe. But what I was saying, I know a couple people that have had it recently. So the fever part is still the same, and then the headaches. So it was really just fever and headaches, and everybody was saying it's on the right side of the head. So she, she's past it. A couple days have passed. She's back in school. Everything is fine. Missy, on the other hand, is still down sick now. She doesn't have COVID. I think she just had like a really bad, like just a regular everyday cold. She had no fever or anything like that. But she's on the other side of it, just resting, and how it is when you're congested, you can't breathe through your nose at night, so it makes sleeping rough. So she's just dealing with that part. Hold on, got a call. So yeah, that's where we are with that. So Missy hopefully should be better today when I get home. Because you guys, I don't think she's been in this vlog at all yet. So, but yeah, so as of right now, I'm on my way downtown. Well, really the Uptown area, to Joey's Uptown to meet a friend of mine / realtor for lunch, just so we can catch up. It's been a while. We talk often, her and her husband's come to the crib, things like that, but we just haven't had like a business catch up in a long time. She started her brokerage a couple years ago, and she's just been growing that and doing everything it can to be successful in that. And now I've been doing my thing, so we're just going to catch up. Like I said, it's been a while. I think the last time we actually went to lunch was probably like 2.5 years ago, if I had to guess. Somewhere around there. And the last time that we actually saw each other was like April, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to meet up with Tierra here in a little bit. Reservations in about 30 minutes. So that's the other thing. I know a lot of times you guys often message me, or sometimes if you catch me in person, we'll talk about it. But wanting to know, I guess, more of what my day-to-day looks like as a new home construction salesperson. I don't want to say I shied away from it, but it's not something that I felt like y'all would be interested in. So I did it, but I didn't really dive deep into what I do, how I do it, how it works. But if that's something that y'all are interested in, I'm more than happy to include it in the content that we do put out here on YouTube. I'm making no secret that I work at Perry Homes, obviously, and the community that I work in, and what new home sales is all about. But people want, access to, like, what does it look like on a day-to-day basis. And this is just one of those things. Like, my actual job title is an outside sales professional. Outside meaning they want us to be outside. Yes, we need to be at the model to capture those clients, but we also need to be outside and shaking hands and kissing babies and doing all the things you need to do to network and stay top of mind. And this is one of those things. So just going to have a quick lunch, catch up. Brought some collateral and stuff with me to kind of go over as far as my upcoming inventory, what I have on the ground right now. Also lots available to build, things like that, because they always get clients, and it's a ton of communities, it's a ton of salespeople, it's a ton of builders. It's so much that you would think that they will automatically think of you, but sometimes it's just going to be they run into somebody that is looking for what you provide, and you just happen to be the last person that they talk to, or one of the last few people that they talk to. So it works out. So, networking and marketing is a huge part of my business and what we do, or what I do. So without rambling on too much, I'm about to put this camera down so I can drive. And she vlogs too. She has a YouTube channel, so I'll probably vlog a little bit while I'm there, but not to be too intrusive. So I'll catch y'all in a little bit. So I just finished lunch with Tierra. Like I said, I didn't want to pour too much in there because obviously it's conversation. Not everything needs to hit the internet, but it was always a good time catching up. So now, on my way to Louis Vuitton. It's a couple bags that Missie's been asking for. And she's been asking, we both been looking for like these passport wallets to match our other bags and she wants bags and suitcases and all that other stuff. So I'm about to see if they have, because they don't let you record in there. So I'm gonna see if I can get it, and then I'll update y'all in a minute. You said 30 over here, 25 obviously? Okay.
I just thought it might be good to kind of widen.
Alright, so just now leaving lunch, just now leaving the mall. Like I said, I had to make a quick pit stop. Not sure how much y'all were able to hear when I was actually walking through the mall. And obviously, LV doesn't particularly like you to record in the store, especially with this type of camera. I pull on my phone is different, but my sales associate, Annie, was there, so she was able to take care of me. But what was interesting, so after I bought Missie the bag, she came out and it was in like this nondescript like black shopping bag, and she was just like, usually, you know, because of the cost and what it is and the type of store it is, she's like, I know you probably, if in case you go other places or in case you live here, they put it in a nondescript bag. So they put the box and the shopping bag inside of another bag that's just all black, like no logos or anything. Which is cool because if you know anything about the Galleria, yeah, it go down up here sometime. Like, people get followed and robbed and all kind of stuff. So, but if they see you coming out the store, it don't matter. But just in case the jackers saw you walking through the mall, they wouldn't know necessarily what you had inside the bag. But on my way back to the office now. Lunch was cool. Like, it was fun catching up with Tierra. Like, it's been a minute. Like I said, she shared some exciting news, with me. Like, nothing like she's pregnant, nothing like that, but just, something that she's working on that I'm super excited for her husband, wishing them nothing but the best and blessings and everything when it comes to that. But yeah, everything was cool. So, about to deal with this Houston traffic. Probably got about a 40-minute drive back to the office. I didn't show much of the food, but I'll post a picture up here, right? The salmon was really good. And then Missy, because she had came here with the girls last week or the week before, she got the butter cake. She like, you gotta try the butter cake. So I asked her if you wanted me to bring you one. She's like, yeah. So this butter cake is like every nice restaurant in Houston offers it. Mastro's. I don't think Steak 48 does, but a couple other places we go, they offer, a rendition of the butter cake. But it was really, really good, so I got her one to go. But the cool thing was I was able to leave it in the restaurant in their freezer and then come back and pick it up when I was done making my little errands. So I appreciate the service. Service is where you get me every single time. So enough yapping. I'll holler at y'all when I get to the model. Update y'all on some things I have going on there. Yeah, and I'll see y'all then.